Well, good evening. Good evening, my community of entrepreneurs, empowered entrepreneurs. What a beautiful day today was. Did you enjoy it? Hey, we have gone into the last quarter of the year, and you know, it's time to really bask in the beauty of this change in season. Not only do we go into a new season physically, but how about your life? Are you going into a new season of your life? Well, let me thank you for joining me here tonight. Hey, this is Jim Foster, the business training coach. Yeah, man. I'm always thrilled for the opportunity to share some of my knowledge and experience with you. If one nugget that I share can empower you to be better, to gain more value, to create some improvement, then my purpose and my time tonight is well served. So tonight, I want to talk with you about two principles to achieve true financial security. You know, in today's fast-paced world, financial security has become a significant concern for many people. We are trying to find a balance between income and expense while also trying to build a secure future. Now, these two rules serve as a guiding principle to help us achieve that financial security. But before I dive into that information I want to share with you, let me take a moment to transport you to the heart of the picturesque island of Jamaica, Yama, my native home, where a truly remarkable story unfolds. It's a story of hope, resilience, principle that transformed the life of a young man named Joey. I heard this incredible tale from a wise and seasoned individual. I call him Rascal, a retired Navy who not only understood the power of Joey's principle, but he used it to achieve multi-millionaire status in his own life. Just imagine. Now picture this. Joey, a young Jamaican lad hailing from the poorest beginnings. His family struggled daily to make ends meet, living in a small rundown shack, some days with nothing to eat. For Joey, life appeared to be a relentless cycle of adversity, hardship, and uncertainty. But in his heart, there burned an unyielding desire for a brighter future. You see, Joey refused to be defined by his circumstances and was determined to alter the course of his and his family's destiny. Every day, religiously, Joey would work his way to the pier, where he would pick up passengers' bags for tips to take home for his family. Now, it was during a serendipitous encounter that a Navy chaplain dropped a principle that was so profound that Ryan affectionately referred to it as the Joey principle. This principle has the power to revolutionize Joey's life, as well as Rascal's, who will later follow in his footsteps to achieve remarkable financial success. Joey embraced this principle with fervor, committed himself wholeheartedly to its application. Within just 6 short months, the unimaginable occurred. Joey and he transferred from the shackles of poverty to the comfort of financial security and prosperity. His story, rather than being a mere anecdote, became a source of inspiration not only in Jamaica but across the globe. So, I extend to you an invitation, a journey akin to Joey's, to deep dive into a very principle that catalyzed his transformation and empowered to attain to financial heights beyond his wildest dreams. The joy principle is not a mere fable, it's a blueprint for Scott's own life in the peace. So, over the next few minutes, we will embark on a voyage of exploration, breaking down the intricacies of these principles and unlocking the potent forces that it contains. This principle, I warn you, possesses the potential to unlock your latent talents, catapulting you towards the life you have always envisioned. So, who wants to hear how to achieve real financial security, the key to your own financial success? Okay, let's start with the first rule: giving from the heart. Give from the heart. Now, this may sound counterintuitive to achieve financial security by giving money away. But you see, the act of actually giving brings with it a multitude of benefits. Giving from the heart means being generous and contributing to causes or videos in need, whether it is donating to charity or helping a friend or supporting a cause that resonates with you. Giving creates a positive impact on your life and your financial security. You see, when we give, we experience a sense of fulfillment and purpose. It allows us to develop gratitude for what we have, and it fosters a greater awareness in our own financial situation. By giving, we also cultivate a spirit of abundance rather than scarcity. This mindset shift opens up new opportunities for financial growth and prosperity. It is said that when you give, your hands are open, and so you're able. It also creates attitude of receiving. So giving from the heart creates a cycle of generosity, whereby others may be inclined to help us when we are in need. Now, in the Bible, one of the most noble acts that brings rich blessing is the act of giving. Give, and ye shall receive. Cast your bread upon the waters, and after many days it shall return tenfold. Be a cheerful giver. Yes, this principle of giving was a turning point for Joey. That chaplain saw through the heart of Joey. And not only did he take him and feed him, but he got him cleaned up and took him to the store, got him outfitted with new clothing. And on top of that, he gave him some money to take home to his family so their needs could be met. He also took him to the local church, introduced him to the pastor, and urged him to go to church regularly and give from his heart. If he did that, then his life would certainly turn around. Now, as a backdrop, it was a practice for the naval vessels to make stops at various cities and perform civic duties in various countries around the world. They would go into a city or town and paint up, clean up, and do other um, acts of kindness for the community. So, on the return to Jamaica after 6 months, both Rascal and the chaplain was anxious to see Joey and how he was doing. But they looked in vain and no joy. Finally, dejected, it was time for them to go. As they were heading for the ship, they saw a forklift barreling down towards them with horns blaring. When they got a closer look, there was Joey on the forklift, hardly recognizable. He was nicely dressed, a white shirt and tie, and he was looking successful. Not only were they so happy to see him, but they were anxious to hear his story. And boy, what a testimony that was. Joey confessed that no, he never joined the church. In fact, he never even went to church. But what he did was to go to the church mailbox every Friday religiously and left an envelope with his offering. Then he told them the rest of the story, how one day the warehouse owner singled him out on the wharf, offered him a job, taught him how to operate a forklift, and assigned him to drive the forklift. In a matter of months, Joey did so well that he was so impressive, he was promoted to supervisor. And soon after, the forklift was sold to him. Can you imagine that? Now, not only had he secured a job, but he was also now a business owner. His life was completely turned around for the better, I might add, all because He heeded the admonition of the chaplain. Give generously from the heart. So, my friends, that is principle number one. Give. Give generously from the heart. Now, principle number two, I learned this from a book that is entitled The Richest Man in Babylon. And by the way, here is a copy that I found in my library from back in the 80s. Um, this this richest man in Babylon relates the story of Orcan, a lowly scribe at City Hall, who rose to become the wealthiest man in the ancient world. How did he acquire his vast wealth? Well, let me give you a little bit of a story. The richest man came one day to order the 11th scribe of Hammurabi to be transcribed. Now, this is transcribing on clay tablets. Um, when he came back the next day and it wasn't done, he was upset and angry and wanted to really whip that Arthur. But of course, they would not allow him to do that. But Arthur he had a desire, just like Joey. And so he said to the rich man, "You are the richest man. Tell me how to become rich, and I will slave and work all night so that you'll have your scrolls." And he gave him 2 days. Well, of course, the rich man thought he was very forward. Forward knave you are. But we'll call it a bargain. So they made the deal. All night, all the next 2 nights, Arthur carved, sweat, running down him and working tirelessly, sleepless. But when the man came back, he had the scribes. He said, "Okay, here's your scribe. Now tell me." The rich man said, "Okay, it's a bargain. You kept your word. Now let me give my word. A part of all you earn is yours to keep." And with that, he left. Arthur scratched his head. A part of all you earn is yours to keep? A year later, the rich man returned and sought out Arthur and said, "Have you followed my advice? Have you saved a part of all you earn?" He says, "Yes, I have." "And what have you done with it?" "Well, I gave it to Ahmed, the bricklayer, who was traveling to Phoenicia to buy jewelry. When it returns, we'll sell the jewelry and make big profit." The rich man said to him, "Foolish knave, your money, kiss your money goodbye, because the Phoenicians are scoundrels, and they will sell him nothing but glass and nickel. Your money's gone, so you'll have to start all over again." Well, he did, and you can follow that story on YouTube, the electronic version. But that was the basis of the second principle that I'm about to share with you. The first was a part of all you earn is yours to keep. I'm sorry, the first was giving, but the second part is a part of all you earn is yours to keep. And this is embodied in the principle of paying yourself first. You see, when you get your paycheck, you might think that what happens typically is that you pay out everybody the light bill, the phone bill, the car note, the house note, and then at the end of the month, everything is paid out, and you still have more expenses, and you've got nothing for yourself. But if you follow the principle of paying yourself first, taking that percentage off the top, then you will find that the success is around this financial discipline and making other wise choices in managing your money. Uh, 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 this rule comes into play. You see, it's easy to fall within the trap of living beyond your means. But consciously making the decision to always set aside some of your earnings, some of your savings, can allow you to begin to build a foundation for financial security. Living on less than you make requires creating a budget and sticking to it. It encourages you to prioritize your spending, to differentiate between your needs and wants, and avoid unnecessary debts. It also compels you to make informed financial decisions and save for the future. By living below your means, you are creating a cushion in case of unexpected expenses or emergencies, and you are setting yourself up for long term financial success. And it's important to remember that financial security isn't just about accumulating wealth, it is about finding the balance between personal fulfillment and promoting financial well being. By giving from the heart and living on less than you make, you are not only taking steps towards financial security, but you're also paving the way for a happier and a more meaningful life. Folks, if you do nothing but apply these two principles, give from the heart first and live on less than you make, then your path to financial security will be carved indelibly in the universe, always and forever. Now, let's talk about you. Why are you here? What do you want out of life? What are you willing to give so you can get what you want? How do you get it? Now, there are only four pathways to financial success: being born into wealth, through real estate, through the stock market, and owning your own business. However, did you know that there are three totally disruptive hazards that everyone faces in life? Totally, anyone can upend your life completely. That is living too long, dying too soon, or facing disability. Now, here's something to know. There are only two sources of income that is known to man or woman at work, and money at work. You see, when you're wealthy, you don't have to work. Money works for you. So, how can you circumnavigate these hazards and guarantee a good life for yourself and your family? The application of the key principles. We can divide your money in three parts. The first thing is applying the principle in number two by taking a percentage off the top and giving principle number one. That represents the grain from your harvest that is sown to produce the next harvest. Now, how you apply that is entirely up to you, but that portion is best divided into two parts. One part is for your penance to God. That is what you're giving for the benefit of others. The other part is for yourself to fill your figurative bucket so that you can convert a part of your earnings into savings. Now, of the remainder, another percentage goes to paying your bills, your creditors. Unfortunately, we live in a country that is built on credit, but use it wisely. The third portion of your paycheck goes into your lifestyle. Now, there are several ways that you can procure a bucket that satisfies the need to provide a fence against those three hazards that we talked about earlier. The first rule is to save or invest. Now, most people, unfortunately, save or invest in paper money. And that is a losing battle. Why? Because paper money or currency loses value against inflation. The other way is to invest in what Robert Kiyosaki calls God's money, gold and silver. He talks about man's money and God's money. Man's money is a paper currency. How many of you know that back in 1971, the government removed the backing of the money from the gold to paper and currency? And that way, when they need money, they simply go in and print more money. It is backed only by the faith of the government. That's why we're struggling now with inflation. God's money, real money, gold and silver, does not lose value. It actually uh, increase in value. For example, 1 ounce of gold saved purchased every month since 1961 would be worth $1.2 million today. Another way of looking at it, a 25 ounce of silver would buy a new Ford Mustang back in 1985. In today's world, the same 25 ounce of silver would buy you two Ford Mustangs. How much would $2,500 buy you today? You see, precious metal does not lose its value in inflation. It actually gains in value. Now, I've talked a lot about the concept of saving and investing. That's the beginning part of your road to financial security. If you want to know more about achieving financial security for yourself, if you want to know more about how you can go from man at work or woman at work to having money at work, if you want to know more about how to protect yourself from the hazards of living too long, dying too soon, or overcoming a debilitating disability, what I would invite you to do is book a strategy session with me, and I will share some of this information with you one on one. I will also send you information that is, you can go to my website, jimafoster.com. Work with Jim, work with me, and there you're able to not only book a strategy session, but pick up valuable information. And one of the things that I really want to share with you is how you, in wherever you are, as long as you have a paycheck, you can, yes, you can achieve financial security with the principles that I've outlined here. And I'll be more than happy to help you in the process to do that. So, listen, thank you for sharing with me. This is Jim, Coach Jim, the business training coach, signing off. And thank you for your time. Have a wonderful and an awesome evening.